Hey, what's up everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them, talking all about songwriting and what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So this latest kick that I'm on is called Sometimes It's Okay to Be Possessive. This is all about using possessives in songs, apostrophe s's, s apostrophes, things like that. Just don't use an apostrophe when you're making things plural or you will get my wrath. But how did I come to this idea? Instead of counting sheep, I have developed a habit of thinking of music trivia while trying to doze off. Recently, I started thinking about songs named after women, but to challenge myself, I added in that it had to be something or someone belonging to the woman in the song, and before too long, I was down a current rabbit hole of songs about things belonging to other people, regardless of gender. So we're going to start off by talking about one of my favorite songs, and that is Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Lyrically, this song could have gone into my previous outdated visuals blog, as it involves an operator, a payphone, and an additional 40-cent charge to continue the call. The song details an exchange between the narrator and Sylvia's mother, revealed in the chorus to be named Mrs. Avery. In the discussion, the narrator is begging Mrs. Avery to put his ex-girlfriend Sylvia on the phone. He's somewhere in between the denial and bargaining stages of grief, as he can't believe that she's gone, and he first tells Mrs. Avery, "I'll only keep her a while," before saying, "I just want to tell her goodbye." Throughout most of the song, Mrs. Avery is kind to the narrator, while still saying things like, "Sylvia's happy, so why don't you leave her alone?" However, by the last verse, she tells him that he still has a chance, but warns, "Pack your umbrella, 'cause Sylvia is starting to rain." The rain represents Sylvia's tears, as her relationship that she was supposedly so happy in turns sour. I call out the poeticism of that line in the third verse to remind you that this song, along with many other songs throughout Dr. Hook's career, was written by poet Shel Silverstein. And that was not just a one-off thing. He also wrote A Boy Named Sue, which was cut and made famous by Johnny Cash. Now, this whole blog is about possessives within songs, and the power of making the focus about Sylvia's mother rather than Sylvia is that it allows Sylvia to be living her own life the whole time. The only connection he has to her, the only person who will hear him out, is her mother, and it provides for such a better song than it would have if he were lamenting the fact that Sylvia left, and the only person to hear out his sorrow was either the audience or Sylvia herself, because of course she's off living her own life, so, she's not listening or wouldn't be listening. And although a song like Stacy's Mom thrives on shock value, the power lies in the narrator talking to Stacy the whole time, rather than talking directly to us as the listeners. Of course, the song is called Stacy's Mom, so he's not talking to the listeners, he's not actually talking to Stacy's mom, he's talking about Stacy's mom to Stacy, and that's what makes it work. So kind of flipping that script that, like, this is really about Sylvia, but, if the song is called Sylvia's Mother, and that's the person he's interacting with, that's the gatekeeper, it just makes it all the more powerful. Melodically, the song is written in A major, uses the chords A, E, E7, A, A7, D, E, A, E, and that is a 1-5, 5-7, 1-1-7, 4-5, 1-5 pattern. So those are the verses. Now that E kind of makes it sound like a pre-chorus a little bit as well, and so I kind of classify that E chord that they stick out in as a pre-chorus, and so for purposes of the structure we'll do that, but it is just one chord that they're playing there. The chorus then uses D, A, E, A, A7, D, A, E, and that pattern follows the 4 chord, the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 1 chord, the 1-7 chord, the 4 chord, the 1 chord, and the 5 chord. It contains acoustic and bass guitar, as well as a steel guitar at the beginning and percussion throughout. Structurally, the song uses a verse, kind of pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus format. Again, if you do not want to consider that E minor, or the E chord, E major chord, to be a pre-chorus, since it's just the 1 chord, then feel free to think of it as that verse and then going straight into the chorus. But it definitely has a pre-chorus-like feel. The pre-chorus involves an operator, and unlike the song Operator by Jim Croce, the operator in this song does not speak at all, only doing their job of saying they'll need 40 cents to continue the conversation. It adds to the desperation of the call, building up to the chorus, and therefore adds a lot of value to the song itself. So Sylvia's mother is embedded below. You can listen without paying 40 cents, which says more about the music industry right now than anything else. But it is a fabulous song, and I hope you get something else out of it. If you have not heard it, hope you get something out of it the first time, and then on a re-listen, I hope you listen to it with new ears. On a personal note, I do also want to say that I once played this song at Ernestine and Hazel's, which it was really crowded that night, and some guy who was from out of town came up to me and said, man, I remember when that song first came out, you did a really good job with that. And it's just a really, really powerful song, even for people who, maybe not everybody's listening, but it kind of makes people listen, and that's what a good song does. So like I said, I hope that it inspires your writing in a positive way. I am Minnesota Mike. Be sure to check out all my other vlogs. The blog itself can be found on the Memphis Songwriters Association website. And again, I'm Minnesota Mike. Thank you so much.